Thank you very much, Sean. I want to check in with our live eye today. Drew Coe's up spending time. He gets to be the server, waiter, chef, if you would, for some of the animals at the Assiniboine Park Zoo as he's serving up breakfast. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, you two. Today we're going to be serving a lovely fish medley for our penguins here at Assiniboine Park Zoo. It comes with fish juice, and they're absolutely going to love it. What's really cool about this area that we're inside of right now, it's just like a real kitchen in a restaurant.
Okay, so how so? They got the food, they have the chefs, they have everything they need?
They got the food, they got the chefs, they got the tools to do the job. Whoa. This thing looks pretty serious. Like if I wanted to learn how to juggle, I would not use one of these babies, but what's really cool is they got like everything that you would need if you were here at the zoo, and just like a real restaurant, they keep everything separate. It's all about safety here. So they've got like fresh food in one area, and this area is just for cooking meat.
Okay, so what are you serving up? What's going on the grill?
I've got the cleaver, but well, I don't need the cleaver for this one because we're feeding penguins, and we got Dr. Chris Enreicher, the head veterinarian here. What is it that the penguins are going to be eating today?
Well, today they're going to be getting two different types of fish. One is capelin and one is herring. So we'll let these herring thaw.
Aha, so this guy is what type of fish here?
That's a capelin.
Woo, capelin. Now, do the penguins, because he's kind of cold, so do the penguins prefer these fish to be warm or cool when they have them?
We feed them cool because we want to make sure they're nice and fresh and they don't have that opportunity to grow bacteria or something like that, because if it makes us sick, it can make a penguin sick.
Oh, gotcha. And yeah, we are very concerned with how the food is handled and prepared. You were telling me something really interesting about penguins, because these are just little guys, but these guys can eat a ton.
Exactly. These penguins, well, all penguins come from cold water places. They've got to keep warm, and to do that, they need a lot of fuel. So this little penguin, it eats 10 to 15% of its body weight every day. So if you were a 200-pound person, you'd be eating 30 pounds of food a day to eat like a penguin.
Wow. Now, when it's time to feed the penguins, we have this like whole bucket of thing. Do we just like toss it in the penguin tank, or how do we make sure that all the penguins are getting the food that they deserve?
Well, that's a good question. We want to make sure every penguin's eating appropriately. So in the case of the penguins, we feed them individually to make sure that everyone's getting appropriate nutrition. In the case of some of the other animals, what we do is we'll hide food and we'll give them interesting occupation, things to do. So a monkey might have to search through some mulch on the floor in order to find the peanuts that are in there for it. Another animal might have to get it because it's on a high perch. It's forcing the animals to think and to work for their food a little bit so that every day is different, every day is interesting.
And you were telling me something interesting about the feeding routines for some animals, because some get them at the same time every day and some you change it up. So why do you do that?
Well, that all goes back to keeping it interesting for the animal. So if they knew that they got fed at 9 o'clock and 2 o'clock, they'd get into a routine. But if we change it up so that every day is different, it might be 9 o'clock one day, 8 o'clock the next day, 10:30 the next day. The animals don't know when it's coming. They know it's coming, but they don't know quite when. So every day is a surprise. Every day is a little different.
All right, really cool. Well, we've got the penguin food ready, and we've got this stuff to deliver. Now, as far as we saw the truck go away a little while ago, and then the truck drops off the food, and then the zookeepers feed it to the different types of animals.
Exactly.
Can you explain a little bit about how we decide who exactly eats what and when? Because you got this giant board in behind us, and it covers a lot of different types of animals. How do you guys know what to feed each animal?
Well, all of the diets are decided by the veterinarians, and we consult with nutritionists and other colleagues in the zoo world in order to determine what's the most healthy diet we can feed to these animals in captivity. And so we work with colleagues, we devise a diet, and then we assess. We assess how it's going for that individual animal. Is it pregnant? Is it lactating? Are there things that need to change about the diet in order to support that animal in its environment here?
And what's really cool is you're making sure that these animals are getting their nutrients, but then some animals, like the eagle, he has certain things that he likes to eat, right?
Exactly. We have one 42-year-old eagle that in human terms would be over 100. So he's an old boy. And he's gotten a little bit fussy in his old age, and he prefers fish. So we give him fish 3 days a week, whereas our eagles get fish 1 to 2 days a week when they're young and healthy, and we feed them a variety of foods. At his age, it's more important to me that he eats than he eats a variety.
Gotcha. Well, a very good restaurant environment that you've created to cater to the nutrition and taste of these animals. So thanks for showing us this part. Coming up in just a little bit on Breakfast Television, we've got all the food ready. Now it's time for delivery and feeding. So we'll check in with you after a quick break here on BT.